All right, we dive into recruiting brought to you by Seawells, and we know what tomorrow is. Tomorrow is a what, everybody? Let's say it all together. 3, 2, 1.
Roast beef
Friday. You know, I might just drive back to Columbia just for the Roast Beef Friday, then come back.
Should.
Of course, I might have a day off tomorrow.
I'll meet you there.
Gamecocks can help you out a little bit.
The way it's going, though, Gamecocks are down 6-5 in the fifth, but there's still plenty of time here. Roast Beef Friday, check it out tomorrow, 11 to 2. And you got something coming up that requires the very best in catering. Make that phone call to Seawells at 803-771-7385. Online at SeawellsCateringSC.com. Recruiting begin with basketball. Clemson gets a commitment this afternoon, 6'10". Trent Steinauer, might be more like 6'9". Mooresville, North Carolina, announced a commitment, the first in the 25 recruiting class for Brad Brownell. He wrote 110% committed. Want to thank Coach Brownell, Coach McKay, the entire coaching staff for this opportunity. Thank my family, friends, and coaches for believing in me, and I look forward to my future as a Clemson Tiger. Of course, his grandfather was former Tiger great Randy Mahaffey, one of the 4 Mahaffey brothers from LaGrange, Georgia, to play at Clemson from 59 to 70. Randy was, I think, the best of the 4. He was all ACC and a second-round NBA draft pick by the Lakers back then. The youngest, well, he's not a Mahaffey, he's a Steinauer. He averaged 16 points, 11 rebounds, 4 blocks per game last season. In his 3 high school seasons, he's averaged 11 points and 8 rebounds per game. Clemson offered 6'5" Simon Walker of Huntsville, Alabama, and 6'10" Christian Gerdak of Washington, D.C. And 6'5" Andre Mulibe signed with Coastal Carolina, spent last season at Eastern Washington. He sat out most of the season after suffering an injury. Before that, he was at Salt Lake Community College, where he averaged 12 points, 3.5 rebounds per game. Football. USC defensive tackles coach Travian Robertson involved with defensive tackle Eric Thomas, 6'5", 305, Lehigh Acres, Florida. He was down for a spring practice this month. He offered Thomas then. And Thomas is coming in for an official visit, and he's got strong ties to South Carolina. He's got a lot of family in Barnwell, and his grandmother lives there. So he's got a lot of family in South Carolina, though he's never been to South Carolina before. So when he comes in for his official visit on June 21st, that will be his first time visiting the state and the university. He's coming off a season of 45 tackles and 3 sacks. Robertson likes him as a player that he can develop and have him play inside on the defensive line. He's more of a one technique, but he can play anything, he said. He'll take an official to Syracuse June 7th. He's got Marshall June 14th. Then the Gamecocks. He also plans to set an official with Kentucky. Georgia also recently offered. He also has Georgia Tech, Missouri, Ole Miss, and others, and no favorites right now. Several new USC offers out. In the 26th class, linebacker Dallas Brannon of Charlotte, 6'2", 205. Defensive tackle Kendall Gerville, 6'5", 295, Fort Myers, Florida. Defensive back Jace Rhodes, 5'10", 181 of Roanoke. Running back Syer Coleman, 6 feet, 200, Philadelphia. Offensive tackle Joel Irvin, 6'6", 280, Fort Myers, Florida. 27 class athlete Trenton McCorvey, 6'1", 190 of Alabaster. His teammate, defensive end Cameron Pritchett, 6'3", 230. And another teammate, the quarterback there, he's a good one, Trent Seaborn, all in the 27 class offered by the Gamecocks. Offensive tackle Rowan Burns, 6'6", 300, New Rochelle, New York, has set an official with Clemson May 31st. Clemson target offensive lineman Hardy Watts has an official to Michigan June 21st. Clemson offered defensive back Andrew Purcell, 5'11", 185, Enterprise, Alabama. He was offered by Georgia the day before. USC coaches were in to see running back Jeffrey Overton of Woodbridge, Virginia, Wednesday, and he set an official with the Gamecocks May 31st. And Clemson and USC target offensive tackle David Sanders of Charlotte. He's going to visit Tennessee this weekend. He was at Ohio State recently. He's got official visits coming up beginning with Clemson weekend after next. That'll do it for recruiting here on Sports Talk, brought to you by Seawells.